This is Pitch Please, the show where people who play games pitch ideas to people who make them. This week... That's why this podcast is so important.
It's fresh, it's raw, it's to the bone. You can get your hot takes right here.
Please wrap it up.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to Tots TV. Sorry, wrong.
Excuse
Pitch
me?
Please.
I'm a tot.
My name's Alex. I'm joined by developer Chris from Foggybox.
I don't like this voice, Alex, but hello.
No, it's creepy.
Developer James from Catastrophic Overload.
Teeny tot and tiny. Yeah, I'm here.
He knows it. And Thomas, the ideas firework.
Up to you.
That was
You should consider becoming a Foley artist.
Don't worry, that wasn't a live firework in your house. That was just me. The ideas
was Tom.
firework. Hello, welcome.
firing off an idea.
Yeah, that's right.
If you've listened to this one and perhaps others this year, you've come a long way. You've followed us throughout the year. Maybe some of you, maybe one, maybe two of you have actually listened to all of the ones that we've put out this year.
Wow. Or ever.
Thank you.
No,
Or ever.
no one's done
Forever.
that.
God.
No
if
one.
anyone has listened to every podcast that we've released, I would love to know.
There'll be some
And
sicko
I'd love to know
out
which
there,
is your
Alex.
favourite.
They're not allowed on the internet.
Fucking pervert. All right. Thank you for that. And also, this one is special because it's our fourth Game of the Year show. That's the one you'll be used to hearing. That's what you're going to be hearing every year.
Game Awards.
If you remember.
No, we can't call it that. Pitch.
we can't call that one that's already that's bought and
Awards.
paid for.
The biggest pee-pee of the year.
Please wrap it up.
That's what they say about
joke.
pee-pees.
Little joke.
Please wrap it up.
All right, we're going to go through every game that has been pitched this year. And this is a very special year because it's the first time the majority of our pitches have come from listeners, have come from
That's
you.
true. So we're ranking
you at home.
you as listeners this time round. Who's the best
As people, really.
PP?
Who's the best listener?
Who's the best listener?
And then we give
I
you an
hope
award.
It's you.
And then maybe, once we get through them all, maybe we'll have a little chat about our own little favourite games as well.
Yeah,
Let's see
an
what happens.
actual
Let's see what
Game of
goes.
the Year award.
Actual games.
Yeah. Until
so
then, though.
I want before we properly kick off with it, I just want to give on recording credit to James for going through and listening to all the episodes we put out and writing up insanely detailed notes.
Yeah, for every
all
episode.
of them.
I did it. So I did it for last year's, but I wrote like very few words and we still couldn't remember what was going on. So this year I've gone above and beyond and now there's going to be too many words. It's going to be a nightmare to pick through. It's going to be fun.
It's okay. This time round, we are going to know what the games are, unlike last time round. Out of interest, does anyone remember last year's winner?
Oh, James, you didn't go back. That's it. Fired.
You didn't go back far. 'Cause
no.
I think last year, I think that's how we did it. We compared it to the previous year's winner as well, right?
Shit, you're right.
Didn't I win
we
last
did
year?
do that.
The thing we
I
came
think
up with.
First year, we said that we won, and it was the Pitch Please board game.
Yeah, that's
Second
right.
year, who
I
won?
regret that.
What one won that one?
I know Gods Among Us won.
Gods
one
Among
year.
Us was a good one. Was that
last
last year? I don't know. How many years have we been doing this shit?
4.
Shit.
I think
Right,
it's the
maybe it's going to come to us.
it's the preparation
between
we
now
put
and the
in
end.
that keeps people coming back.
We're not going to figure out which is the game of Pitch Please. We're just going to figure out what is the game of 2023. That's the year
23.
currently. And we're going to do that in a... what's the actual name of this format? One goes up, then we compare it to the next one.
Yeah.
Winner stays on.
It's the Tommy Special.
The Tommy Special.
There's no-
I'm sure
yeah.
that's what it's called. So using the Tommy Special format tournament system, we're going to be ranking all of these games against each other to figure out who is truly the best listener among you. Or actually, there were some Tom pictures in there, and some of them were pretty good. So
There actually
There's
were.
a Tom
Yeah.
pitch
I
and
might
there's an
say
Alex
that I
pitch.
win.
So
Yeah, no,
Let's
we're not
humble.
Alex.
Did I
Come
do
on,
one?
Alex isn't going to win.
Let's not worry about
Let's
that.
not worry. I'm not going to read it out.
So should we kick this off? Who wants to do this? I mean, James, you've written them all up, but you might be sick of this already. Tom, you're the pitch guy.
I am the pitch guy. All right, fine. I'm the pitch guy.
pitch guy.
I'll just fall into my role again. So the first episode we did this year was on July 9th, which is
Happy New Year.
poor form. But we came back
And
with
also,
a
it
blast.
wasn't released until August something.
This one says July 9th.
No.
That's when it came out.
recorded
That's
it
when
in,
it
like,
came
March.
out.
We recorded
Yeah.
it in just after Zelda, I think.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's right. But in this episode, apparently, I was called the Ideas Engine. This is a format that will stick through the entire awards tournament, I suppose. And this was our Chat GPT Pitches episode, in which I spoke to my best friend, Mr. GPT, and asked him to produce a series of incredible game ideas usable in a podcast not too dissimilar to this one. And James, you've lovingly gone through and written down all 8 of the ideas that Mr. GPT said, but you have only marked 2 as we liked this one. So shall I just go with those?
I think we should. The others are like technology that doesn't exist or a game that
That's
already
true,
exists.
yeah.
So, you know.
The capabilities of Mr. GPT did the second one, which we didn't like, was Mind Maze, which obviously uses BCI technology and ended with, I think, me and Alex telling each other to ejaculate.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, I like that one. I was into that.
but that's not in the running because we didn't like that one. Apparently, the first one we liked was Graffiti Runners, in which we play as a street artist competing against each other to create the most impressive graffiti art. It's an open world environment where players can run and jump to find the perfect spot to create their artwork. Chris is laughing because I think I remember this having a very different name.
No, it is about the name, but it's just the message I got because I edited this episode and it was just
Okay.
a message I got from Alex later on. After
Yeah,
the
do you want to
edit,
explain yourself?
which
'Cause
was-
I feel like I'm...
No,
We're
Chris,
gonna start
we
with-
can't call it Wanksy's Dick Paradise. The episode title. I know GPT Pitches. That's good for SEO. We're like, yeah, all right.
Well, Wanksy's Dick Paradise, in which you can team up with other artists, create crews, compete in citywide events, parkour. It just says parkour, one word. Jet Set Radio meets Mirror's Edge, meets Getting Up, meets
Mark Echo's
Burnout
Getting
Paradise. Right. Alt name, Wanksy's Dick Paradise. Use AI to make infinite graffiti. What is Tom's painting with the dog collar about? What?
I don't know. There was a
Where did
reference
that
in
come
the
up? Where did that
episode.
come up?
Alex made a reference to this painting that Chris and I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay. I can give me a sec while I just Google dog painting, because I have a painting. It's my favorite painting in the entire world, and every time I see it, it makes me laugh. It's called Image Conscious Dog with Cone by Michael Sower. Right? If you just
Okay,
search
right,
dog
everyone
with
at
cone
home,
painting.
If you were driving a car listening to this, just get your phone out.
Sorry, it's okay. It's the episode art. It can't be that. I fucking love it. It's my favorite painting, and I've got 3 different versions of this framed in different sizes at different points around my house. And every time I look at it,
I imagine
want
you
this
looking
painting.
at that painting like what's his name, Alan in Ferris Bueller's Day Off in the art gallery,
yeah,
staring at that painting.
yeah. No, I
It's
kind of.
just completely changing his life.
I look at it like a man who's just been broken up with looking through a window. I kind of just stare at it, really depressed, and stroking it.
Stroking. Is that why you have 3 different versions? Because the first 2 are just all completely smudged and unrecognizable now.
They've got like burn marks. They're worn out.
Just
You really
friction.
went to town.
Yeah.
Oh, that really got me. I really want that.
That's a great painting. But
That's
there you
the
go.
thumbnail, right?
That
Job
was
done.
that's Graffiti Runners, a open world painting game. You get more points for reaching difficult to reach areas. It's a team based. I remember this thinking of this similarly to that one game by Ubisoft where they are on snow and snowboarding, and also they are
Trick style.
steep. What?
Slope.
Slope. Stope.
Trick style?
Steep.
Not trick style. That's the
Steep-
Dreamcast
steep-
one.
You keep saying it, Alex.
It's not called. It's not called steep. It's not steep.
Is it
called
steep?
That's awful. That's a
snowboarding
terrible
game.
name.
Yeah.
Steep.
Steep.
But where you could also be like a paraglider and
I mean, I can keep saying it.
you could have a
All right,
helicopter.
look, I
and-
believe you.
Yeah, it's steep. Anyway, remind me
I
of
love
that.
Alex arguing with himself. Trickster. It's not tricks. Can't be tricks. No, Alex, 'cause it's not.
But it's definitely not steep.
Then he went, do you mean slope?
I will say, I just feel like that's a fair. Look, I will say since we recorded this, there has been a little bit of a resurgent interest in Jet Set Radio style games. There's that game. I can't remember the name of the game. The developers who pitched their new Jet Set Radio to Sega didn't work out, so they've taken it. They've taken the IP. They're going their own way with it. There's a lot of buzz around it.
Yeah, they're remastering Jet Set, aren't they?
Yeah,
maybe
Sega's
that's why they didn't want to work with them.
I think Sega's doing like a big 10-game remaster package or something like that. Yeah. But this is important because we're going to work out the scoring system as we go. But I think, does this game now exist, and were we credited for it, is a very good scoring system, or something that we can add to the score. So if this game exists in some form now, then that's
a bonus point.
That's a bonus point
surely.
right there. Well, it doesn't, but Alex just said something about Jet Set Radio, and I said the words Jet Set Radio.
Oh, you mean the game that existed before this idea?
Yep. So I think I think this is now
I feel,
10 out of 10.
I feel like we've picked up on a trend, right? A growing trend.
The trendsetter
before
badge.
We are forgetful about things we've played before.
Now, as a reminder,
trendsetter point.
We didn't. Mr. GPT did it.
Okay, all right.
That's
well,
true.
But it was through you.
It was trained
so
on.
Really, it's your
Sega's
my personality. Yeah.
It was trained on a Sega Dreamcast.
That's believable.
It's a trickster multiple times.
So how do we want to do the scoring system here? Are we doing like a would play kind of system, or are we just ranking it out of 5?
Well, we need to compare this to the other one we liked, and then the winner of that goes on, right?
In previous years, we've always said the first one we go with, the first one, there's nothing else to compare it to currently. So currently, Graffiti Runners is Game of the Year.
That's true. However, I almost like the idea, because I'm very much a binary person. I either love something or I hate something. So I like the idea of this one being this is a 10 out of 10, best game I've ever heard of in my life. Nothing could beat this. And then I read the next one. It's like, I take it back. That's actually like a 5 out of 10. This is now my 10 out of 10.
This is the best.
Like, recency bias for you is at like the last minute.
I suffer from hype, I think.
Right.
Something I didn't fall into with Starfield. We'll talk about actual games later. So we're just going to say Graffiti Runners is the current Pitch Please Game of the Year. Woo! Woo! Yeah, well done, Graffiti Runners, or Wanksy's Dick Paradise. Yes.
Congratulations, GPT.
Up next, we have the next one we liked from Mr. GPT, Paranormal Division. Players take on the role of a team of paranormal investigators that must investigate and contain supernatural phenomena around the world. XCOM, but paranormal. Each character has a supernatural ability like telekinesis or summoning demons, a limited pool of energy to power their abilities, research new abilities, combine different abilities, etc., etc. Not super military, but just a small team of 4 taking place in a small maps. Turn-based Ghostbusters? ?
Yeah, we liked this one a lot at the time.
Isn't there a turn-based Ghostbusters coming out?
Well, I don't know. We said that at the time as well.
I think there is. I just searched Ghostbuster.
There's a new movie coming out.
There is a film called Ghostbusters. I can confirm this exists in 1984. Turn-based game. Is this just an episode of me Googling shit?
Yeah, I think it might be. No, hang on. It's actually no. It's so a Ghostbusters game came out in October.
The VR one, Rise of the Ghost Lord.
It's called Spirits Unleashed.
That didn't come out in October.
I mean, I'm looking at the Steam. It says release date 19th October 2023.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, unless
early access maybe.
No, I think it came to PC. I'm pretty sure Spirits Unleashed came out last year. Then Rise of the Ghost Lord came out this year for VR. So
that's action adventure. That's not it. So this does remind me of. I can't remember who's it. Was it Chris Trott when he came? We had Chris Trott on?
Did. It was a Call of Cthulhu like dimension hopping adventure where you could jump into books, I think, and they all had they were coming real.
I love Alex's. It reminds me of that idea of the person I don't remember if we've had on before.
And it was either him or someone like him.
No, he did.
Chris Trott type.
It was a very much a literary jump into the story, try and stop the monsters from coming into the real world kind of thing.
Yeah, the gameplay of that reminded me a little bit of this, like as in the team-based
Right.
Like
The
paranormal.
game, so we're on the same page, the game you've not played because it doesn't exist. The gameplay reminded you of.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The other
okay.
game that I've not played because it doesn't exist.
Right, yeah.
I just thought like similar. I think maybe it's just the way that James has written it here, but it like the idea of XCOM but paranormal. That was one of the things that we talked about in that episode. I think that was one of the connections that we made.
The big difference with this one was that it was going to be much smaller maps. So it was just going to be like a couple of rooms of a house or something rather than, huge city-sized events. So it was much smaller, smaller, and you're like a scrappy team as opposed to military might and big organization and stuff like that.
Like Chimera Squad, but instead of that, it's like Slimer Squad.
Yeah.
Slimer Squad. I mean, like, I think the high concept of this I'm into more than Graffiti Runners, for sure.
I'd play this one.
Yeah.
I think I
this is
remember
a 10 out of 10.
after talking about Graffiti Runners, I think we brought up Steep then as well. And I think I also said it sounds like a Ubisoft game that is multiplayer only that will die in 3 months. But will have so much money put behind it that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
It causes a lot of people to lose their jobs.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's 2024. You know what you just did there? You just did the one thing the Game Awards couldn't do. Mentioned layoffs.
That's why this podcast is so important.
It's fresh. It's raw. It's to the bone. You can get your hot takes right here.
Please wrap it up.
Okay.
Do we like this more than Graffiti Runners, or do we like Paranormal XCOM?
I think we like this more because it's got the word XCOM in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an immediate point right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, so 10 out of 10 Paranormal Division Game of the Year.
That's right. Paranormal Division is your current Pitch Please Game of the Year.
Because every game that isn't Game of the Year, every time another one gets put in, like gets bumped onto the list, all the other games, their scores go down by half.
Yes. So that Graffiti Runners or Wanksy's Dick Paradise is now currently sitting at a 9.5, unfortunately.
And this is
9.5. Okay.
This is an audible note for whoever is editing this. Every time we choose a game, we're talking about a game that isn't as good as the previous one. We have a toilet flush noise that just happens.
Yeah, so just play that.
We can't
as well.
afford sound effects, Chris. What are you talking about?
Oh, we're gonna get them. This is a big episode.
I'll record my toilet.
Why?
Not again.
I'm the Foley master.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Someone just flushed their toilet.
No. Someone off in the distance with the word shoe.
Oh my God. Okay.
Someone's selling shoes.
This episode apparently ends with YOLO swag it up. Game on, players.
Yep.
So thank you for that, James.
Shit, that was going to be the new catchphrase of PP.
It never was.
Oh,
GPT.
it was. Yeah. Well,
We never used it.
Mr. GPT suggested it, and we just never used it, which is a shame.
Game on players is pretty
Might be
good.
because
Game on, players.
the gap between recording was about 2 months.
That's true. The great thing is, Game on players, if we forget it and we say play on gamers, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just as good.
You're right.
Just like if we said swaggo YOLO up, it's still fine. Oh, God. Cut that.
Toilet noise.
Well, up next, July 23rd, an amount of days after that, we had a listener pitch from Pop Brainy.
I remember Pop Brainy.
And this was a game called Men in Corduroy. Apparently I was called the Ideas Manatee for this one, by the way. In 1980, a cataclysm changed the course of human history. 10 years later is when the game is set, where you play as a police force tasked with traveling between universes to stop cultists, non-Euclidean horrors, and Lovecraft's... Fuck me. This is a really hard sentence to say. Non-Euclidean horrors and Lovecraftian shiz. Different type of missions. It just says different type of missions.
You've gone from sentences to notes back to sentences.
Yeah. Keeps
I was
women
already
safe.
tired after that first episode.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, this is the one where we go to different dimensions. We could take the abilities from those dimensions to enhance us in our future runs. And I remember that we went to the cum dimension quite a few times, right?
This was the cum episode.
Yeah. Or the episode that was almost called Cum Force, Cum Cops, CUN, which is Counter Ultra Men, or Men in Cum.
I love the blunt force of it just being called cum.
It's like the guy just dropped the. It doesn't need to be the Facebook.
I swear we said cum squad at one point.
Drop squad, just call it cum.
We may have done. My notes may not be exhaustive after.
Wasn't this cum
4 or
squad
5
of Justice Jesus?
Yeah,
Justice
cum squad
Jesus.
Justice Jesus.
Yeah.
That could have been last year.
But this was another XTOM.
XTOM.
What the fuck is wrong with me? I think I'm ill, guys.
We've got a new type of game. It's an XTOM.
We had to, you go into the worlds, do a little bit of investigation. There was an investigation phase where you talk to people and figure out what the GOZ is related to. That's a quote. And then you try and take down the threat while also keeping it silent, I remember. You could also capture aliens or capture the threats from that dimension to enhance yourself with those abilities.
We had a bit of back and forth about when it should be set because we were a bit tired of 1980s aesthetic technology, because the idea is that when all this cataclysm happens, stuff's stuck in time. So it was like 1980s is when it happens, and then the game is set in the 90s, but with technology from the 80s, but all a bit wacky. And then we were like,
Fallout
maybe,
with it.
Yeah, but then we were like, should it be the 1970s instead? And I don't know. We just couldn't decide.
And I think Doctor Strange style into like multiverse. That the universes were, you go into one, one's made of fur, one's made of wool.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a fish one?
Cream of tomato was one of them.
Can you hard swap into the next dimension on each level as well? Like if you're in the cum dimension and you want to take the fight to the cream of tomato dimension, which is very similar, just red, then it would like make the battle more interesting. I can't remember.
What's in? So you're just like actively switching between like pressing tab or something. Right, I see. Cream of tomato. It
was just that my weird roundabout way of admitting that.
So this one also reminds me of Trot's Interdimensional. I
can't believe it. Is Trot's Interdimensional Game the game of year?
I think it might have been the one last year.
It might end up being the game of the year.
Not last year. No, that was years ago.
This was years ago. It's like 2-3 years ago.
Well, I don't remember.
But I think the working title of this game, which I assume came from Pop Brainy, Interdimensional Horrors Police.
Yes.
It's great. I feel like it sells it like that. I don't know why we would have come up with anything different.
Because we mentioned the word cum.
Mentioned the word cum.
Yeah, and then it stuck, as it is wont to do.
And then I think we forgot the original, and then we mentioned the corduroy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I see. Okay. What is this with... That's quite peculiar in that ChatGPT and Pop Brainy, independent of each other,
they're both trained on the same AI model.
They're both trained on a Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Because it's relatively similar.
It is very similar. Out of interest, I want a month and a year for when we released Trot's episode, which, by the way, was called Mythbusters, not that one.
Mythbusters. I'm going to say March 21.
Okay. March 21.
Go for August 21.
Yeah.
I'm going to say March 22.
Fuck. I think it's 20.
It's May 2020.
Oh, shit.
2020.
Really?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic.
Okay, if this is any indication, it's just we've done this for a long time.
We've done this throughout the entirety of the pandemic. The first episode was February 2020.
Shit.
And we
did this in the office for a month.
I very specifically remember saying before an episode, like, should we be worried about this whole illness thing? Nah. How bad can it be? And saying in the episode as well, don't vax. What's the problem?
Yeah, I remember that. I thought it was kind of weird to bring it up at the time. But
I thought we cut
But
that.
now, you know what? I completely agree.
Yeah. Don't bother. It's not worth it. Don't work anyway. They do work. Get vaxxed.
That's
That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
that is pretty. Also, I forget how long we've been doing this. Just like not in the office or not in the same room. In my head, that's still kind of like. Well, that is what the podcast is now. But I think Men in Corduroy. I don't know if this is distinct enough for me to really bring it apart that much from whatever it was called, Ghostbusters in Space.
Okay.
Paranormal Division.
3 questions for you.
Ghostbusters in Space.
Does this game exist now?
No.
Okay, so that's points off. Would you play this game?
Yeah, I would play this game. 100%.
Yeah, okay, good. There you go. Great, perfect. And what do you think of the name Come Squad Justice Jizzes?
I mean, it's better than Men in Corduroy.
Imagine someone saying that on stage at the BAFTAs or the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley comes out, hey guys, it's me, Jeff Keighley, because that's how he starts everything. We've got a brand new trailer for the sequel, because we've won so many awards. We're like, fuck it, let's just announce the sequel.
Yeah, from the guys that brought you Mythbusters, not that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Come Squad Justice Jizzes.
Come, working title.
And one of the shots in it is an entire world made of cream of tomato.
Yeah, with the Heinz logo and everything.
It'll be Campbell's.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see who sponsors us. Someone will pay us to make it. So how do you rank the name? You don't like Come Squad Justice Jizzes? That's really hard to say.
I mean,
everything
I'm not on board. Yeah, it doesn't fall off. Cum doesn't fall off the tongue that easily.
Speak for yourself.
But yeah, I don't know. Like this is one of the ones that we just didn't do enough justice. But I feel like in my head it just conflates with the 2 other ideas that are quite similar to it. And somewhere in there, I remember talking a little bit about. I think there was a reference to Deathloop in this one. So in a way, visually. Or at least in my head, I think that's what I remember I think because we were talking about the 80s and then we were thinking about 70s, just having like a real visual, like a distinct visual style.
We're talking about Control.
Like this one.
With the artifacts.
Right, yeah. There was that as well.
Brutalist architecture.
The brutalist stuff, yeah. I think this one visually has, like, is the most, like the most complete in my mind. So I do like that portion. I do like that part of it. It feels like maybe my favorite version of this idea.
Right. But you're saying we didn't do it justice.
Jesus.
I feel like the thing is, I genuinely feel like there is the fact that this is like a thread of this idea has come up multiple times now.
What do you mean XCOM?
There's a game. There's a game in there somewhere.
Yeah, there is. It's called
actually
XCOM.
Could be called XCOM.
Yeah, but it's the it's the multiverse portion
That's
of it.
The multiverse stuff, I think, as well. Yeah. That really adds this other layer on top of it, another dimension.
Oh, shit. Oh, there it is. There's the intro clip. That's right. Dimension. Everyone's laughing. Why is no one laughing?
That noise.
Oh.
You mean shoo.
I got a smart toilet.
So does Men in Corduroy beat Paranormal Division? I think it does.
I mean, yeah, it's one. It's the same game, but one's better.
It's more fleshed out, therefore better.
There's also a flesh dimension. You name it, it's DLC. You have to pay for it.
It's additional money. It costs thousands to get everything, to 100% it.
Well, that's unbelievable. I can't believe this. Men in Corduroy is the Pitch Please Game of the Year so far. Woo! Yeah! And all the other ones.
Flash.
Down one.
Thank you.
So we're currently on 9 out of 10 for the first game.
Yes. If this is how you want to do it and track it manually, sure. On August 6th, I was called the Ideas Banana, but it still wasn't me. I am yet to pitch anything. This was a listener pitch from Freddie for a game called Unter Eats Control the Streets, which is a phenomenal name.
Yeah, top name.
Really nailed it.
Which apparently was inspired by the Postman Pat Must Die episode and the game Lonely Mountains Downhill, which is a delivery bike roguelike. You play as a delivery driver working for a legally distinct food delivery service. Place ramps in order to create shortcuts and make deliveries faster. There's an X-ray of your backpack visible at all times so you can see the state of your delivery. I remember loving that. Players will need to ride according to the contents. So if you have a solid block of noodles, for some reason, you can ride roughly, but an order of 6 milkshakes with loose lids will require you to ride more carefully. Fragile items earn more money. Death Stranding meets Crazy Taxi. Another Burnout Paradise reference.
Yeah, this kept coming up this year. We went from XCOM like last year. This year has all been Burnout Paradise. We want that game.
Well, it's one of the greatest games ever made.
Fantastic.
We also suggested Just Meat, Deliveroo, Unter Eats, the opposite of Uber, in a bustling Germanic town. You can choose your vehicle. I think you started with free running and then you went to skateboard, bike, moped, hover car. You can upgrade your backpack to add more space, which is a game that kind of exists now.
Sorry, but Deliveroo is the most low effort.
Who said that?
I'm assuming it was just me.
But this is I think this is beyond your level now. Deliveroo. That's awful. I feel like I might have said it like mid-sentence.
But it's just like Deliveroo. That sounds like poo.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's my level.
Maybe part of the castle verse where each day ends in a court case where the city is suing you for placing random ramps and shit.
I think we poo-pooed that.
Pandering. That's pandering.
We pooed that one, yeah.
Tom eats a cheesecake with a hotel key card.
Yeah, that's when I told the story about my cheesecake, yeah. If you're not up to date on that, I ate a cheesecake with a hotel key card. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, because his hands were busy.
Yes, my hands were. I was too busy. And there was also a plate-up style card system to increase modifiers and difficulty and so on. And I think there was as well. I think there were certain routes that you could take that other people had already mastered in a very Burnout Paradise way. But
yes,
I like it. Crazy Taxi on a bike with this physics-based backpack.
Extremely reliable delivery. That's the game I was thinking of. I couldn't remember what it was called. Do you remember that one?
Extremely,
totally reliable. Totally reliable.
Totally, that's
totally reliable.
They're somewhat reliable. That's the new one.
I think this is brilliant.
From the series of games when they were all called Totally Something, like Totally Awesome Battlegrounds, Totally Realistic Shit Flinger.
Yeah.
For some reason, that was a theme.
Shit flinging.
Yeah, not shit flinging. Totally.
I think this is what the most fleshed out idea we've had this year to this point.
Yeah.
I can see it. I want to play it. I love the idea. I think anything that is free roam city, but but small enough that the city
playground
is
sandbox.
Yes. Yeah. That it feels kind of tight and designed. That was one of the things I loved about Burnout Paradise. It felt like there was not an inch wasted on the streets or on the roofs. Anyway, whichever corner you turn, anywhere you look, there was something to do. There was like a little collectible to get. It was just brilliant.
Just
like
a great
corner
game.
to corner.
Just a great game.
The X-ray of the backpack, as Tom said, is like one of the standouts of this idea, I think. Because I could just see that being so funny, just up in the corner, just all the stuff fucking flying around. Yeah. I really like this idea. It wins.
Would you make it?
What?
Would you make it? I said. I guess I completely cut off.
What? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd make this.
Yeah,
sure.
Do you know what? I could genuinely see this as being the kind of game that you would make, James.
Yeah, maybe.
This is a Glorp-like
multiplayer. I would love to play this game. I think it just seems super fun. Really, really just it's just colourful
fun. Alex will play it. That's points up.
Yeah.
What do you think of the name? Unter Eats Control the Streets.
Fucking one of the best we've had this year.
It's real good. And there's no cum. So that's an improvement straight away.
Extra points, right? Yeah. Bonus points.
And finally, Backpack Hero exists, which is not really. It's a backpack-based roguelike.
Yeah, but where you can put a milkshake next to a ramen. They're not. It's not like now you get 2% extra boost because those things are adjacent.
But let's prepare people for the future of games, or at least for the next 2 years. Every single game that comes out is going to be a Baldur's Gate-like, okay? Every article you read is like Baldur's Gate, but with guns. Now, I'm jumping on that and saying that people are going to describe this as Backpack Hero but bike. So I'm going to say that Backpack Hero is this game, and therefore this game exists. This is a 10 out of 10. Do you understand?
I mean, that is very stretched logic.
Christ.
Why? Think about Souls games.
Damn it, he's right.
Every game is a Souls game now. What?
You going to the gym in a minute?
Why?
That was a
Because I'm
big
all stretched out. Yeah. Fine. Well, look, I'm just saying, this game exists.
Look, it has a bunch of additional points already. We don't need to reach to give it the extra points. It's got no cum. It's got best name of the year so far.
Fine.
It's got a couple of bonus points already.
Fine.
I mean, this
all
one.
Right, okay, let's just settle
wins,
this game
right?
gets, should we say a 10 out of 10?
I think it's got to be a 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which means that Unter Eats Control the Streets is this year's pitch of the year 2023 currently so far. Yeah, wow.
Nice work, Freddie. Good job.
Can it be beaten by August 20th's Thomas the Ideas Engine Chugga 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 Alex is Drinking Whiskey? That's the subtitle for this one. This is a game called Buddy UFO Human Hunter. Before we get into this, does anyone remember it? Without reading?
No. But it's also
a little bit.
Quote unquote notes. This is a full page. This is a novella.
Which is inspiring.
Which is good because I can't remember a single fucking thing.
A lot of the other episodes, you can go towards the end, and Tom does a really good recap of what's happened.
I do remember this.
This episode,
this is a Tom pitch.
I got the recap and was like, I need more than the recap because I don't know what's going on here.
This is
so yeah.
In my head, what I remember of this game was it was like Firewatch in the Roswell era. That's
we remember different
it might
things
not be
about
that
this,
at all.
because the thing I remember is getting a note from you, Alex, saying, no, we can't call it Carl Sagan's Sex Files.
Alex sends a lot of notes. Now, this is an important one for me because it is the only Tom pitch of the year. So I need this to do well.
Oh my God, this was you.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember it. I remember starting the episode with the premise that you are trying to translate an alien language in a similar vein to Heaven's Vault, but it's about an alien that's crash landed on the planet and you're trying to send him home, and there are people chasing after him.
I remember this entire thing now, and then
you were
I remember
at
one point the twist was that you were the alien all along and you were being contacted by Earth. And I pointed out that if you were contacted by someone from Earth, you would understand the language because it'd be in English, probably.
That's exactly what happened. But we were kind of left with two routes with this one, though, where you are either the alien or you're trying to find the aliens to get abducted. We couldn't decide.
But yeah, there were puzzles like you could pick up radio frequencies and then you have to go to locations at certain times. There was a day-night cycle, so like every Wednesday or something, a phenomenon might happen there. You could get a clue, and there was.
You're in the back of a van. You've got all your kit. You're driving around a little desert, trying to find
atomic numbers
different locations to set
up.
up.
Oh, that's it. You
elements.
receive the Arecibo message, right?
That was it.
Which is a very complicated, confusing message that the humans have sent out into space. And I was trying to figure out the logic of the aliens to actually be able to understand that message. And what if we received an Arecibo message and you had to figure out what it meant? And it's also a big, long story about you driving around the desert trying to save an alien, but turns out you were the alien all along. Right? Maybe.
Maybe. Or we were trying to find aliens and we're just a human.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a lot, I'll talk about this later, but I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk recently, and one of my favorite things to do, I may have mentioned it before, but it's just drive around.
I thought you were going to say just sleep with people, you fucking creep. Just watch all those sex scenes back to back.
Just go on YouTube.
Yeah, they're on there.
But I think one of the things that I've really started to enjoy recently is sound, especially I think Cyberpunk does it really, really well, is sound design in in cities or just like in travel, like in the space that you're traveling around in. And I think I can really hear the sound of you like trundling around in your van, and like, you know, the chassis just kind of like bouncing around and hitting rocks and stuff. You're getting like the little meters and stuff running, the little blips and things as you're solving these little puzzles. I feel like it almost feels like a mix between like tonally between Firewatch and Outer Wilds.
You really feel like Spider-Man with the exaggerated swagger of a black teenager. Do you remember that?
Where was that from?
Spider-Man like Miles Morales review, and it was just that one line like, oh, come on, dude. Like, what?
Was that like an IGN thing?
Might be Polygon. I feel like I should find out before I
Fuck me.
say something I regret.
Accuse anyone.
It was Tom's review that he left.
It was Tom.
On Amazon.
GameSpot.
But yeah, this like really GameSpot did that. God. Jeez. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, this is totally down my alley. I absolutely would play this. I'm kind of surprised that this came from you and not from me.
Jesus.
The small town vibe is definitely one that you like.
Alex. Yeah, this is definitely an Alex pitch, but I think this might have been co-opted by you in some sense, because I think my original pitch was, what if we got Arecibo and then we turned it into a game?
I think because we straight away went for the Firewatch. It was like, oh no, small Nevada town, so there's that lonely diner just lit with like neon lights in the distance.
Yeah. Swinging signs,
no one around.
LED flickering.
RTX on.
all the way on by standard.
I do like
a lot of people would turn on their PC and it would blow up.
In James's breakdown, it just says, maybe you are the alien. Nevada? Mars? 1962? Those are just 3 quick-fire questions.
Really like I'm paranoid.
Well, look at the final line. Being probed or probing, I think we had heat stroke.
Oh, it would have been hot.
It was one of the hottest days in the UK, and we were losing our shit.
Mars or 1962.
It was more that the pitch started that it was in the 80s, and then at the end you were saying it's 1962, and I'm like, it is? Okay.
Sure. And we're either looking to fuck or being fucked by aliens.
Yeah. The real duality
Carl Sagan
of
sex files.
I feel like this is the like. In my head, this might not even be what we came up with, but in my head, this is like the purest vision of a game that we've had so far. Just for the initial concept of
one?
It's fun. Let them carry on.
No, I said that about I said about the first one. I can't remember. I did say about one.
They've never been memorable,
but this one,
I can really see this one.
Is just. It's just Firewatch at Roswell.
Well, don't just
like. I feel like if you just put those two things together, you can just be like,
it's not just that.
No, I don't mean just. No, that's what I mean. That's what's so good about it.
More carefully, motherfucker. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how fucking dare you? I need this to win.
If you're literally in an elevator with like a publisher, you're a little game dev. The doors are closed.
Door 3, please.
Going up.
The room level. I'm panicking. This is my first time speaking to a human. I'm an alien.
It's my first time in an elevator. The elevator's going up. No words, not a single word, right? The doors open. The developer steps out to leave, and as the doors are closing, he just turns around, looks the publisher in the eye who's still waiting in the elevator, and just says, "Firewatch, but Roswell."
Just as
it closes.
If you ever are pitching, don't use games as an example of what game you're making.
Don't do that.
No, it makes the assumption that the publisher's played that game.
Yeah. That for me, I just want to like. I really, really love the idea of this game. This is genuinely so far my game.
Okay, if we change the pitch slightly, up to the 5th floor, silent the entire time. As you're leaving, you whisper in their ear, "Carl Sagan's sex files."
Yeah, and then they reply with what James said at the end of the episode, because I remember this. Who's Carl Sagan?
Oh.
That's right. Yeah. Still don't know. No, I looked him up.
So does this game exist? No. And there's a reason.
No.
I mean,
not really.
It doesn't, but I mean, it's definitely sharing a lot of DNA from lots of other things of its ilk. There's definitely Outer Worlds in there. There's Firewatch. There is that game that we talked about at the time that I can't remember the name of now, but where you do play as like a space scientist,
right?
In Nevada, and you're just going between satellites and reading the information, looking for
this game.
Okay, it came out quite recently.
What?
I can't remember what it's called.
Wait.
You're basically looking for like
is this a game
alien
that
life.
exists?
Yes, it
I
genuinely
can't
exists.
believe it.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened.
Buddy UFO Human Hunter is real. And you can play it right now. That's an extra point immediately. To our 10-point system, this is 1 point.
What I enjoy about that is how Alex casually brought that up at the end, even though that perfectly fits the exact game.
Yeah. That reminds me, actually, I played this game to completion, and then you just read this pitch.
I'm struggling to find it because I've just searched Steam game space alien search.
Yeah, I don't think you need to put Steam
it's
game.
It's not coming up.
It came out this year, right?
Yeah, I think it went into 1.0 this year. I cannot remember. I really want to find what it's called because it's...
Is it fucking Signal Simulator? Because that's a game that exists. No. Game inspired by SETI. Take control of a scientist to find extraterrestrial signal.
Yes, it is that. It is that.
That came out in 2018.
Oh my God. Why was I being shown it all of a sudden this year?
I don't know. Do you know what year it is now?
Look at these reviews.
1962?
2019, isn't it?
Well,
Mars?
now this is a problem because this game existed before the pitch.
Yeah, but
so now it's just
Alex
plagiarism.
only found out about it after the pitch.
None of us knew about it. And if you look,
we could have done a quick Google.
There are a lot of reviews that are recent. So I think it maybe had some kind of big update recently or something.
Right, well, if I can find, I'm going to quickly go through 10 reviews. If one of them mentions the word Firewatch, then it's too close, and then we have mentally copied it. So
sure.
Let's just carry on.
Even though we didn't know about it.
Let's carry on with the show.
Presuming that this game is getting a 10 out of 10, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone cares about the scoring system. Buddy UFO is your Game of the Year 2023. So far.
Incredible.
Does it beat Into Eats? We've not really... It's close, surely.
I mean, I think I might be the only one who says yes, but for me it does.
I mean, I do like it.
I do.
But do I like it more than Into Eats?
That's
close.
Literally the question.
I could understand if you didn't.
Welcome to the format.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, I'm the format.
What up? Do you know me?
He does now. I really like the arcadiness of Into Eats, but I like
the story.
I really liked Firewatch, so I kind of like this style of game. But they are completely, in terms of,
they're completely different. But you got to pick one.
There is no best adventure game. There is no. It's just game of PP.
Coin flip.
It's a coin flip. Well, what's heads? What's tails? You just
heads
did it.
Is Into Eats.
Okay.
It's heads.
Okay, so we've got
the game of the year still.
No, that's just Chris's. That's just Chris's vote. So
yeah.
Mine's Buddy UFO.
I don't know what's happening.
We've got one for Buddy UFO, one for Under
How did you
Eats.
pronounce that so poorly? Budalfo. One for Buddy Doo.
Budalfo. I think I'm stroking.
I am also torn because again, I like the arcade. I like the idea of a see-through backpack and you're balancing physics-based objects on a bike. But the payoff at the end of this one, when you are the alien, you finally, for the first time ever, look in a mirror and you're just like a big black-eyed, grey-skinned alien. Holy shit. Oh, that's huge.
Can you vote for your own game?
Well, if I can't, then I rescind my vote. James, this is down to you.
So
it's not
it's
a
a
tie.
tie.
It's down to you.
Right, okay. Like I say, I love the arcadiness of Unto Eats. It's definitely more of a game that I would make, but I would play the shit out of Buddy UFO. I do like the sound of it. But Unto Eats is more finished, you know? Buddy UFO, we didn't really decide what route. Are we the alien?
So much
Are we not the alien?
There's so many parts we can go. Could have recorded a longer episode.
I might have
You're
to
a
go
piece of
Unto
shit.
Eats. It's got to be Unto Eats.
Unto Eats is still your game of the year 2023, and Tom is out of the running. Never again.
Shit.
I did check the reviews. No
Never
mention
again.
of Firewatch. A lot of mention of people pissing their pants.
Really? Is it a Spookums?
Is it spooky?
No, I don't know. I stopped reading as soon as I read the third one.
What did the third one say?
I'm pissing my pants.
Oh, okay. You said you'd go through 10 and you didn't deliver.
No, I went through 10. It's just that 3 of those
I
people were pissing their pants.
The next episode, October 1st, was during Pickaxe Week. It was a live episode in which I, the Powerhouse Engine, read a load of listener pictures, in which we had quite a few. One from Reed, Jazzy Lightning, Mr. GPT, and Squick.
We got fan art of this episode as well.
Did we?
Yeah.
For which
Little
one?
hamsters.
We were hamsters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll be for Jazzy Lightning's pitch, which I'll do first then. It was a game called I Am Hamster. Do you remember I Am Hamster at all?
I do.
Yes.
It was like you were in a bedroom, right? And you were hamsters running around.
Like
Multiplayer.
Skatebird meets
Toy
Tony
Commander.
Hawk, Toy Commander,
Like a collective
Commander.
Banjo-Kazooie,
That was the reference point.
hamster.
Yeah. It was great. I would play it very wholesome. Go collect hamster seeds. Sunflower
Wait.
seeds.
The fan art was from Jazzy.
Hamsters.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Is it really?
That's not fan art.
It's just art of his
but
own
it was us.
game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, we turned it into something, and then he made fan art of that. So that's okay, right?
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's a straight. Jazzy, are you going to the gym?
You can't just read me. That's cheating. Well, there was that one, a collectathon. There was Pussy Patrol, a stealth adventure nightmare. There was, I actually remember this one. This was another ChatGPT one, but I kind of liked it. Love Quest, the dating dungeon. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Fantasy world, riddled with monsters and challenges, but instead of battling them, you go on dates with them. Now, I wouldn't play this game. This would sell so well.
You loved this game.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
There's a question mark here of you can't bang everything. Do Dream Daddy, but it's in a dungeon. Date all the classics like a beholder or a mimic. Items you pick up can be gifted. You might not be able to pass a zone because you are dating another monster. You can romance everyone. Okay, so you answered that that point a little bit later on.
It's just basically Baldur's Gate, but with none of the other bits in.
Yeah.
Just the romance.
But, I mean, think about it. If you go on Twitter right now, I guarantee one of the first posts you'll see will be a naked Astarian. That's all people are
Someone
doing right
fussing
now.
over
all you need to do is go
Baldur's
into
Gate
the
character.
Twitch art
Yeah.
category, and that's probably it as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's all people...
'Cause it's
No one's
tasteful.
actually playing Baldur's Gate anymore. They're just fucking...
Artistic nudity.
You're right. You're right, honestly. Baldur's Gate is just a
Fuck
big
fest.
old... It's a big old horny fuck fest. And GPT
But,
knows
and
it.
we are not too scared
And-
to say Baldur's Gate 3 is limited. There is a shortfall. You can only fuck companions and maybe people in brothels
He's
later
gone
on.
there. Yeah.
So in this, you can fuck everyone. Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone.
And that's huge.
Imagine the gif
There are
of...
no children in this game.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just
no
fucking
shit.
saying. Well, you know what people are fucking like.
Disclaimer.
Weirdos.
Thanks, Chris.
God damn.
James is face palming. All right, look, I don't know if
Saving
any of
our
these are
You don't think
Game of the
anything can
Year
go against
contenders.
just fucking Unto Eats?
But
No, but
that's
you
gone,
just
though.
been trashed.
That's been...
He flushed out.
Oh, yeah.
That's flush.
that's my game of the year. All right, look. All right, fine. Got flushed.
Before we move on, I did like Squick's one, which was flog, which was golf.
The ball is a frog.
Backwards. I did like that.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that's fun.
But it's not, we had a short amount of time, couldn't expand on it like we have the other ones. So, Unter Eats, got to be up there.
All right, fair enough. Well, sorry to Reed, Jazzy Lightning, Mr. GPT, and Squick. I think Mr. GPT is now out of the running. I don't think he's coming back.
No.
Which is...
Sorry, maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
You might have grown up a bit. Have some more
Mr.
ideas.
GPT 6. When he comes back and is threatening to take even more jobs. Like he tried to do this year, but we've proven no. Listener pitches so far are superior to AI.
Yes.
Up next, we had November 1st, Thomas the Idea's Tub of Ice Cream. Weirdly enough, I can hear you saying that one very specifically.
Really?
But
do your impression of it.
Yeah, do it. My impression.
Yeah, I want to hear you do it.
I just did it. I just did it when I said it. I want Alex to say it now, and then we can play the original version and see if... oh, that sounds like editing work. Don't bother.
Sounds like a lot of work.
I push it. I'll
just add it off toilet flush.
All right.
Just play the original version twice.
Play the original version. We had a listener pitch from Braden for a game called No Holes Parred, which is a fucking phenomenal name. Not only is it probably my favorite name in all of Pitch Please, I think it's my favorite game name ever. But remember, I am either a 10 out of 10 or a 0. So... I mean, how much can you trust this guy? Huh? You can't trust me.
I'm pretty sure you said that about Unter Eats Control the Streets.
So, No Holes Parred is a game that was originally called Golf 2 Golf Harder, a frantic action real-life sport where you pick your golf clubs to get those sweet shots, but not too many, otherwise you'll be slow. You had a loadout of the amount of clubs you could take, as I recall, and if you took more than the 9 iron and a putter, you would then be slower. But don't forget to also pack your shotgun, because it's a time-based race to the finish against all your friends as you hit balls hard and fast into the hole. Mad Max Golf. I don't remember Mad Max Golf, but you run a marathon, not too dissimilar to Mario Golf, I believe, which was shit.
Battle Golf.
Yeah, that came up in this.
2 FPS.
And how it was so
I noticed
shit.
It also says Golf Stranding.
It was a Strand type game.
I can't remember.
It's a Strand type game. Have you had another Strand type game yet?
No, but he's making one now, right?
Finally, we get to find out what a Strand-like game actually is.
Yeah,
I think he's hoping he does as well.
So it was a battle royale, intercrossing, gun shooting. Oh, I remember you could wrap golf clubs around people's heads.
Yeah.
And that was huge. You could use your golf club as a weapon, but you had to collect it again.
There were power-ups to the ball, so you could have a ball that can take like a hit before it loses its armor, and then you had limited shots per hole. So you had to choose when to shoot. I think the Mad Max thing came from the golf carts, or maybe just the setting. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe they're all Australian.
Just a crazy, frantic, chaos game of golf where you could kill your enemies. And try to get your ball in the hole as fast as possible. I think when you finished a hole as well, you then immediately start the next one, but it's intercrossed over the current one, so there's just chaos happening all the time.
Yeah. And the idea would be you'd, like, when you hit your golf ball, you'd clear a path of where you could run. And so if you wanted to get particular pickups, you'd have to hit your ball kind of off target.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then where the ball lands is kind of like a battle area where someone might come and try and wrap a golf club around your head
and eliminate you from the game. Golf 2, Golf Harder, No Holes Parred. Golf with no rules, except the only rule is please play a little bit of golf.
I did like this idea, and this was also the introduction of blancmange into the
every episode.
pitch.
I forget what that is, and I need an explanation again. It's been explained to me like 4 times now. Please, what is it?
It's just the secret word. That,
Tom's little secret catchphrase, right? Just for Tom.
Yeah, I remember you saying if anyone says it to you randomly, you would punch them in the face.
Punch him in the face, yeah. I was yet to happen in real life. Can you be surprised?
You've been warned again.
but it has happened online multiple times, and it infuriates me. I hate it. Don't send me blancmange. Stop sending me blancmange.
Doesn't travel well. I did like this idea at the time. I think it could be really cool, and the like skeet shooting other players' golf balls out of the air and just mad golf. But we have had a lot of golf games, haven't we? There's been a lot of golf games, and maybe it's time for the
you got PGA
delivery
Tour
driver games
20,
to
PGA Tour 21, PGA Tour 20.
No, ones that we've invented. Have we had a load of golf games?
PGA Tour 20. No, I was trying to think of what celebrities we might have incorporated. Have we ever had a Tiger Woods or
Yes.
Rory? We have had a Tiger Woods.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
We have,
must
haven't
have.
we?
We must have.
Alex, you're muted.
You fucking idiot.
Tiger Woods has been in a title somewhere.
Give me a second. I'll find it. Carry on.
But was it? I'm not even sure if it was golf related.
No, I think it was.
I don't
know what it was. It must have been golf related if we come up with that, unless it's adultery.
Either way,
Strip club simulator.
does No Holes Barred beat Unter Eats? Because for me, I feel like
Oh no, I think Don's found it.
I found it,
what
but
is it?
I could
What is
not
the
explain
game?
to you why it's there. So this was.
go.
Do you remember when we had Dr. Simon Clark on? It was a game called Reclaim, but we for some reason called it Tiger Woods Reclaim.
I think it's because we said we
really?
needed celebrity endorsement to make people care about
You're
climate.
right. Yes.
Right.
And his name
Okay.
had Woods in it.
But that was
That's it. So nothing about his golf prestige or anything like that.
We could have had Forrest Whitaker.
That's true. Andy Climate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
he's really good.
He's really
Mr. Earth.
Johnny Save the World.
And old
All right.
Karen Ice Caps.
No Holes Barred. Does it beat Unter Eats?
I don't think so.
My vote is no.
I like the sandboxy fun. You can go into a thing every time it's different. This courses are the same, unless they're not. But we didn't say that, so they're not.
Right. Okay. And
Well, but also this is golf based. Like it's more fun to free run, right, than to play golf.
yeah,
At the end of the day,
it's also
That's a common saying.
I think we in the episode say, "Isn't this just Mario Golf?" And I remember we also talked about how
Then it
Mario
ends.
Golf was a lag fest nightmare that we hated
fuck
and was
me, yeah.
unplayable.
As long as this runs
it
at
could have
5
been great,
FPS,
but-
it's still doing better.
That's true. So it is a game that exists in some form with Mario, and we can't beat that, unfortunately, no matter how badly it runs.
All right, so sorry, No Holes Barred. Sorry, Braden, but you're out
Braden,
of there.
sorry, you fucking suck.
So Unter Eats, strong contender so far.
Unter Eats is still your game of Pitch Please 2023 Woo, so far. Woo, woo, woo. However, I want to create a separate award for best title for No Holes Barred.
Okay,
That's very good.
yeah, No Holes Barred's probably unbeatable.
Now, November 26th.
it?
You're welcome.
This is very important because Alex, the Ideas Rash, introduced himself. This is an Alex pitch. OMGNB. Do you want to take the reins on this one?
Yeah, sure. I think this was an evolution of the tiny house game idea that I had the other year. Can't remember what that was called.
Merlin Stools.
It was like a little
wasn't
Zen
that one. That was
thing.
another one of yours. So
Merlin Stools. I remember that one. That was the ecosystem.
It was.
I love that game. This was it was a tiny house. Like it was almost like Islanders, but for tiny houses. You were building tiny houses. This is. Has some element of management involved, but essentially you are managing and building Airbnbs in OMG places. So you would buy like an old clapped out, destroyed lorry in the middle of a desert, and you had to convert that into an interesting Airbnb, and then you would put it up, list it on your website. and then you would have to manage the clients, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you would have this unpacking or maybe Sims style gameplay where you are building these Airbnbs for certain certain attributes, certain values to increase either their beauty or their OMG-ness or their weirdness or whatever attribute you want to have for them. And I think that was it. I think there was like certain customer demands or like different trends over time where you were like trying to hit bits of fulfill bars of criteria is what James has written here, which is a good succinct way of putting it.
What a standing review that would be on a Steam page.
Yeah.
Fulfill bars of certain criteria. Not recommended.
OMG.
Yeah, it's like casual management mixed with casual building. So it was meant to be super chill.
But there's a slight puzzle element to it, because I remember we were like, okay, if you have something that is 7 levels of cute and it takes away from the postmodern rating or whatever, and things they can clash, and you have to find a balance.
Yeah.
But you could also like buy and upcycle stuff or sell stuff on.
That's it. Yeah, there'd be an auction element to it.
Oh yeah.
So you could go and try and bid on all these interesting knickknacks and have your own sort of warehouse where you'd store this stuff. So you could like drag it out and take it to the property. And stuff
the whole upcycling I think is a really interesting way of basically just buying lots of old clapped out shit that would look weird and rubbish and people would never normally use, but in the context of like a wanky Airbnb that is on an oil rig, it works really well and people will pay money to stay there.
But Alex, you're forgetting about the random encounters where the dog shits everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely am forgetting about that.
So this was.
I don't remember.
Was this DLC essentially for Feng Shui Eye?
DLC.
Yes, Feng Shui Eye.
Dog shit.
What? Not the dog shit DLC. No, Feng Shui Eye. That was your mini house game.
That was, yeah. I remember.
Alex, there's all your pictures about mushrooms.
No, this wasn't mushrooms.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was, Merlin's Tools is about mushrooms. This is about buildings and not mushroom.
Oh, for fuck.
Oh, God.
I'll leave now.
Oh, no.
It did take me a while to find the game in the list of our previous episodes as well. For a while there, I thought that episode was called Help, I'm Trapped in a House. But no, it's Feng Shui Eye. I remember now. It also says at the bottom here, James, you might want to clarify this. It says that ending, burr. Can you clarify what that is?
Come on now.
Right. Is that,
I have no idea. I'm reading burr, comma, burr. That's all I've got.
I mean, that's surprisingly close to what it actually is.
It meant to
just
be?
From reading it.
Is that Chris's...
This is the episode where Alex put in the chat, Chris, what the fuck have you done at the end of this episode? Normally there's a nice little post-episode thing. We just stopped recording.
We just hard stopped, yeah.
And I was like, okay, right, fuck it. So I just added a drum loop and had you do that over the top of it.
Yeah, I remember listening to that and thinking Pitch Please was a mistake.
Alex regrets me asking me to edit something.
Yeah.
God.
So how does OMGNB compare to whatever the current leader is? I'm going to be honest. My brain is
thumbs down.
I'm out.
Immediate. I was drinking, sorry, but I did just put my thumbs down. Is it not in a bad way? I think this could be. It's a cozy, wholesome little fun time. Would be a great Steam Deck game. But
yeah, I like someone said cozy core. I thought that was quite a nice term to.
I'm the same. I'm with it. Like I like the obviously I like the idea of it, but I don't think this beats Under Eats. I think there are quite a lot of games that have all these components already.
So how can you do better? This is nothing new.
How can we do? Yeah, it's not really doing anything super new.
I don't know. What you said at the time and what I've written here is narrative is nice, but sometimes you want more to chew on. And I think that was right. It's like taking unpacking and taking those kinds of mechanics, but also having this management system could make a really nice game. But I don't think it beats Unteats.
All right, well, I think that is also my only pitch of the year. So Tom, we're out. We're at the race.
Flush us both. We're out.
We're flush. We're in the toilet.
But you know what that means? That means that Unter Eats is still your pitch, please. Game of the year 2023 so far.
Incredible.
Which leads us on to December 10th, in which I was called, for the first time I was insulted on this podcast, Thomas the Ideas Dildo.
That's right.
But it did mean that Chris said I was extremely fuckable, which I do like. I actually listened to this episode back very recently on a drive.
Just as a pick-me-up for that opener.
Yeah, I just played that on repeat. Very fuckable. You're very fuckable. I am. I am.
Just while looking at the picture of the dog.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Stroking his face.
I'm going to take those pictures down. This is a listener pitch. Now, this is... I don't want to hype this up. I think this might be my pitch please game of 2023.
Shut the front
because
door.
The pitch from the very beginning was so strong that we didn't really change too much. We just enjoyed the idea over an entire hour. Now, this is a pitch that was thought of in a dream, which is a red flag, but not in this case. You are taking your family, you, a dad, are taking your family to a water park to enjoy all the things a water park offers. Slides, whirlpools, ice creams, skinny dipping, I was about to say, but that is not the case.
Please do not do that.
You don't do that at water parks. But one problem, and it's a big problem. You're an assassin, an FBI government assassin. And also, I don't know if they have assassins in the FBI, but every other dad and every other family there, they are also assassins. And it's an Assassin's Creed multiplayer game.
No, I don't think it was every other family, because that's a lot of assassins. That's just an assassin's water park. At that point, you'd be like, oh, this is just an assassin's water park.
You only have to take down your target. Yeah. Everyone is an assassin, but you have a target, and someone is targeting you.
The sign at the front of the water park is like
assassins go in free.
Splash City, assassins only.
Please leave your guns in the lockers.
Please have your license to kill ready.
But you can kill your targets in a variety of fun, inventive, water parky ways. I think the one we enjoyed the most was fiber wire at the end of a log flume slide thing. So
beautiful.
So a dad gets his head clean off, and you have to balance. This is the important thing. You have to balance your hunting time with papa points, which you accrue by just spending time with your family. So you have to take your kid on the slide. You have to put sun lotion on your wife. I think that was one of the ways, and that would accrue you papa points, which allows you to spend some time a murdering. At some point, James said, what if there were no women in this game as a solution to sexism? I recall.
No, what if there was no wife, as in it's just you and your son? I want to be very clear about that. Not an anti-woman.
So there is a potential version of this game where there are no women. If that is a up point for you, then don't say it. Just give your points in, but don't write it down. For me,
don't at me.
I'd like this game to have women, please, to cover my own back.
Kill them.
So you can kill them. You can not kill. Can you kill the kids?
No.
You can take them hostage.
No, because I remember.
He says
the
can't kill
if you hit a kid, it does a comedy boinc noise.
Yes, that was it.
It does a comedy boink.
But you can also take the family hostage in order to.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, if you take your target's family hostage, then it outs the assassin. They are forced to come back to you, but it also outs you as well. Like, it's a last-ditch attempt. If all else fails, hostage.
Hostage.
Who say that?
But it is a splish-splashing adventure, a shoot, C-H-U-T-E, to kill. But that wasn't the best name because Assassin's Creed was.
Assassin's Creed, fuck me. The years, good. Honestly, the all the years we've done this podcast now have been worth it for that title.
I think it's the shorter year has allowed me to just have a few better ones.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity. Yeah,
I'll use that excuse.
Not that you ever started strong.
Oh no!
Though #blessed was a good game name.
#blessed was good. Yeah, it was. It's no Assassin's Creed.
It wasn't a pun. It was just me.
It's been some shit.
Yeah, it was.
No, it's not a pun. It's just me utilising common internet lingo.
It was. You've had some zingers over the year. I don't want to discredit you. You've had some big games. Like, for example,
Tiger Woods Reclaim.
MP9 to MP5, the Assassin's Workday game.
Pretty good. That was good. Bed and Neckfest.
Oh, Bed and Neckfest was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Was that Game of the Year? It wasn't, was it?
I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's about it.
So I
don't know. I like Pete the Necroplanter.
Was really good.
Yeah, Necroplanter was pretty good.
Assassin's Creed, it's kind of cheating because it's also a game that I would just like to come back. Assassin's Creed multiplayer. And if someone else can just take that and do it good, they must have like a copyright on it. There must be a reason this game doesn't exist again.
Why has it not been done? Yeah.
Ubisoft
what didn't we say there was? What was it? Spy Party? Was that one that was similar?
Spy Party was kind of like it. The Room was kind of like it, but it was first person. There was just something about it. I think maybe because Assassin's Creed, on its own, the gameplay was fun, and it was that but multiplayer. At the time, it was fun anyway. But I really, really like this. I think I prefer this to the other game that is currently the leader, the one I've mentioned 10 times and can't even remember the name of. Unto Eats, Control the Streets.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed to
That's
beat
my vote.
Unto Eats.
I'm really torn on this, but I think the fact that the Assassin's Creed multiplayer just tips it for me. I think it I just want to play more of that style of game. And I feel like there's the potential for replayability in a way is just like, I mean, they both have like really strong replayability, and I think they would both be really, really fun to just play with friends. But there's just something about like the whole like adding that whole social deduction element as well. Just makes it really, really fun.
I don't know if it is social deduction. Really, I don't think Assassin's Creed was.
I think it's like there's a kernel of it.
Well,
I think there is an element of like learning how once you start to play with people regularly, learning how other people react in certain situations or move. I think there's an element of that.
Well, every character in this game, every dad is Agent 47, but in different coloured underwear. Swimming trunks. So that's the only way you can differentiate them. They all have the same stern face. Yeah, I really like it.
It might.
This gets my vote.
Holy shit.
I might have to go for it. The comedy potential for this is quite high with the silly, no running, and you've got the lifeguard blowing the whistle at you, which draws attention to you, and all the other dads
family
look,
kidnapping.
And multiplayer potential, single player potential. It's got
no
a lot,
women. It's just great.
No women. Yeah.
The perfect game.
Make sure that's on the box.
One of the best thumbnails we've ever had.
Oh, that was it. It was sponsored by Yorkie. And Gillette.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
The thumbnail was also incredible. Thank you, Nina.
It was.
I mean, they all are.
Using the pool noodle to shoot round corners. Having the prison pocket with the gun. It's just there's a lot of
the old gun up the arse.
A lot of potential here.
Also, when you die, this is a new idea for this game. When you die, another agent in the park activates, and that's when you respawn.
Oh,
because everyone's an assassin.
Activated.
Go to the previous guy's family, or do you have a new family? What happens to that?
You become that character as that.
Yeah, you are
as
that dad.
Assassin activates.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's like Watchdog Legion a little bit, where you can just be anyone.
No one played that game.
Well, I know, but it's still a point of reference.
Agents.
No one played it, so it's not a point of reference.
Fair enough.
Okay,
no one gets it.
Assassin's Creed Currently, then, I guess makes it our 2023 game of the year, right?
I can't believe it. Sorry, you're not overhyping this enough. Wow.
It's been
shoot to get no
oh,
wait.
My
Unto Eats, that's the one. Is out.
It's been assassinated.
Get out of here.
It's down the lane.
Fuck you.
Water park.
It's been shit
That
on.
means Luke, you are currently our listener pitch of the year with a Splashins Creed current 2023 pitch please game of the year so far.
Luke, congratulations.
I can't believe it. What a zinger. A back-to-back banger. For
B2BB.
Now we have at time of recording, this hasn't gone out, but it's December 24th. Let me redo that. And on Christmas Eve, can this one beat it? We had our first listener pitch of the year from
listener pitch.
No, guest pitch. From Nazi.
Third time?
This one on December the 24th. Can this one beat the Splashins Creed? It was our first guest pitch of the year. Not a listener pitch, not a homebrew. We had a guest, and it was Nazi joining us when I was called the Ideas Engine for the 4th time this year, which is disappointing.
Sorry. Be more original, Alex. Come on.
I know, I'll step up.
Yeah, you've got one job. Just the intro. And if that's the case, you're fucking fired. He came in with three pitches, and I think they are all contenders in their own way. Well,
I don't think 2 should be in the running.
2 of them are contenders. I'll read out the second one because I still like it.
It's great.
Because the second one is software.
Also, it's just a bit of advice to developers that maybe you should just put some sound settings when your game opens.
Hang on, we'll get there.
Spoilers, motherfucker. Oh, I guess we'll go jumping into 2 then.
I thought that's what you were doing.
No, yeah, sure. Well, the second game piece of software that Nazi pitched was a game that automatically sets the in-game settings, and that's important, to 25%. It's 99p. Everyone's going to buy it. This is a money maker alongside the likes of Wallpaper Engine, Borderless Gaming. It's an essential
WinRAR.
Gaming. No one buys it. Essential gaming companion. Because how many times have you launched a game and it has just deafened you? I want to add to this game real quick, this piece of software. It also dims your screen to 25% for the first 30 seconds. Have you launched Elden Ring? You'd know. It is a white screen of From Software. It blinds you. And the only time you're going to play Elden Ring is at 3 a.m., procrastinating sleep, and it's going to blow your eyes out. So a brightness and volume changer the moment you launch a game would be huge. I'd buy it and use it all the time. Yeah. That's it. 99p.
99p.
Game, but it's just software. It can't win. I just wanted to remind people that is a thing that could exist and would easily exist.
It's a great idea.
Great idea.
Someone should do it.
Now, which one do I start with? Because I prefer one, and I think I should save it.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. Yeah.
So in that case, Nazi's third idea was Gene Roddenberry's A Better Tomorrow, which is a gem, an indie darling, made for the Star Trek nerds, this one. A co-op game like Bridge Crew, pixelated, isometric up to 4 players. Each player takes on a different department in the ship, but you do these missions. Okay. Give the feeling of being on the bridge of a starship. Set missions are like chapters. So the unique point of this game is you start with 5 missions. When you pick a mission, there was a list of missions that he had. I think it was Starbase Attack was one. If you pick Starbase Attack, that moves your story in a particular trajectory. The next time round, you only have 4 missions, but because you've done Starbase Attack first, it changes the context and the story of the next few missions, which means there was about, 300 different missions in total? But they all followed.
I think it ended up being 120 if we did our maths right.
I don't think
I'm not convinced we did.
We're not clever.
No.
Didn't we think it was thousands to begin with?
It was a million or some shit.
Millions.
I think it was 5 to the power of 5, and that's just not a million.
So there'd be these 5 missions. So you'd have an AI takes over your ship, Starbase Attack, diplomacy mission, to an alien planet, diplomatic ties to a warring faction, and then a ship emergency. But those would come up in different orders, and depending on how you played those out, would affect the next story, etc., etc. And I think the big thing he wanted out of this was that you'd be talking to someone going, hey, yeah, do you remember when you did this and it's in the game? And they'd be like, no, it did this instead. So it was always be different within 120 versions of itself. I really like this game, but then I'm a big Star Trek nerd. So
you really
the idea that you could role play within.
You were really.
The problem is
into
it's
this,
not Star
you?
Trek. It's just going to be
really
You had to edit out like
fucking nerd.
Edit out a lot of noises.
And
you were really, really into this. You turned your webcam off at one point.
no.
I think this is a really cool idea.
The dimension.
Just shouted, beam me up, Scotty, and then just groaned. Giving her all she's got. Just kept shouting it.
I feel like this could be, I mean, when it says a game like Bridge Crew pixelated, I immediately, like, my head goes to Lethal Company
but where
because
does your
recently
heart
of
go?
how
Bridge Crew.
my heart
pixelated.
goes Bridge Crew Lethal Company. That's how I'm seeing it, because you're going down to planets, right?
Yeah. Both games are obviously extremely pixelated.
Yes. I think it's a cool idea. I think this
pixel art.
I don't think there's as much replayability as perhaps he thinks there is, because I feel like essentially if you're doing the same 5 chapters, no matter, even if they are different, they play out differently, it's still going to feel like that same chapter.
Whoa, Alex,
narratively.
stand down. He's not here to defend himself.
That's why I'm saying it.
Now he's not here. He's gone crazy.
The thing that would have saved it is having an overarching like time loop mechanic or something that there was a goal to try and achieve, and so you'd have to replay the stories multiple times, but each time you're learning something new about this potential time loop situation that you have to then try and solve. So there would be an ending, like a definitive ending, but you would have to keep replaying it as part of the way that the game's built.
I like that.
I think that could be fun.
I think it could be fun.
And if it was Star Trek, I think I'd enjoy it. And I hope someone makes a good Star Trek
Star Trek on there and
just saying.
Well, Bridge Crew was good, wasn't it?
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
So this is that, but with diverging story, I think, but also pixel, just like Lethal Company.
I like this one, but I don't think it beats Splashen's Creed for me.
Okay,
I
I would play it. I'd play a multiplayer FTL. I'd want to experience all the different stories as long as they're different enough. I think if it had an overarching story and you have to choose your part, like there is theoretically a chance. It could be an Outer Wilds style thing where you can only pick certain actions and certain routes if you've already experienced previous stories, I suppose. So there could be something that could be something cool. So you are kind of following a thread.
You unlock new dialogue options because you've repeated the loop, or you've
and
tried
the game
things
nudges you in
differently,
subtle ways, like, oh, it'd be good to ask this question when you defend the ship from the Farlubians, but the Farlubians only attack if you do the starbase defense. Wait, I said that. Oh, fuck, whatever. You know what I mean. Now, we're still saying that Splashen's Creed is the current game of the year. Okay, for
absolutely.
Me. Now, this, if Matt Castle was here, we'd be in trouble because this would be the game of the year. 100%. This is an extremely Matt Castle idea. It doesn't
I think he loves Hitman. Matt Castle's a Hitman, like,
he's a Hitman.
Super fan. So, you know.
That's true, but the narrative threads of this one remind me so much of Hello, My Kid. I Love You, Kidnapper.
What about the building will remember this?
I love you, the kidnapper. Yeah. I forgot.
The worst written dialogue in gaming history. Now, this was a game called Are You Winning, Son? Which is free to play, which is important. Anyone can play this game.
Can we go through like beat by beat what happens from when you start the game?
Okay,
you load up the game.
You gotta remember, Tom. You gotta remember what happens
at the end,
at the start of the game, which is the last sentence in that in the paragraph, the little extra sentence.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So you launch the game. The volume and brightness already dimmed to 25% because thankfully you've got sound check.
Nice.
You are words come up on screen with an upload button underneath. It says, "Please upload a picture of your dad." And it's in like the NBA kind of framing, Rainbow Six thing. You have to like line up a picture of your dad in in that frame. You don't know why.
Yeah.
So you do. Then your eyes open and you are outside a I want to say inscription-like cabin. There's trees and woods. There's a moon in the distance. It's kind of creepy. I think Alex is making noise, but Discord is not picking it up.
Bit of wind.
Okay, the wind. Thank you.
Thank you for the help with the ambience.
Yeah, there's lights shining through the windows, underneath the door, through the cracks in the wood. As you approach the cabin, you realize that you can enter this building in 100 different ways. Go in through the window, open the door, in through the roof, underground, whatever. There's many different ways. 4, 5.
You got four.
Yeah, well, there's hundreds of ways. You could do it in reverse. All of those, but in reverse. There you go. That's 10. All of those, but hopping. That's like 20.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So there you go. Thousands of different ways now. But that doesn't matter. You don't know why. It's just, you've got to get in this cabin. Because what fucking else can you do? You can pick up stuff outside. There's an axe on the ground. You can chop wood. Whatever. Anyway, you open the door. That's the door.
In the distance. Toilet flushes.
You slowly enter, and it's like a bar. And it's empty, you think. Except in the corner, there's someone sat there, but we'll get to that. There's a load of things you can interact with. You can make yourself a drink. You can sit at one of the tables and order food from someone, I don't know. You can read the menu. You can do this all in reverse, but hopping. That's like 15 different things you can do right there. But you go over to the corner. The light turns on. It's your dad.
The scanned
face that you uploaded.
Wrapped around a low poly face of your dad. Now, he is sat with a deck of cards. The moment you sit down, he deals a hand. Doesn't say a word. He deals a hand. And you have to play a round of poker against him. No matter what you do, he has one better than you every single time. So the only way you can beat him is to play the best hand in poker, the royal flush. Unfortunately, the game is rigged against you. So you can't ever do that. If you don't, the one hand that you play, if you don't, the game uninstalls itself. You can't play it again, I think.
Did we decide that in the end?
No, we decided that we wanted people to have a chance to actually do it. So while the game is rigged, it is possible to...
It was the first person to get it
wins.
No one could play it again.
It would uninstall itself. That was it. Like, no one could play it again after the first person to get the royal flush.
Okay, well, if you are the one in 649,739 to get the royal flush, he plays a hand. It can't beat you. He looks you in the eyes, shuffles all the deck together, kind of compresses the deck down, puts it on the table. Squeak of the chairs, he stands up, looks you in the eyes, and says, "Nice hand." And then he slowly walks out. Just gonna let it sit there for a bit.
Poignant.
I think the wind is blowing again. I can't hear it. What do you think? What do you think of that? Are you winning, son?
A masterpiece. Peter Molyneux wishes he had this idea.
Exactly. This is a Molyneux game.
He's just had 2 games unlisted on Steam, so he needs
He's desperate.
something.
He's hungry.
We need to pitch this to Molyneux. We should get him on.
Can you imagine, like 20 years ago, Lionhead Games presents this game? Please upload a picture of your dad.
He would have taken this to E3.
Easily.
100%. I could see him on the stage doing this.
Yeah.
That's how they scan your dad.
Do you remember Milo? We don't.
Do you remember his dad?
Here's your dad.
Milo's your
dad. To get your dad in the room to be scanned by Kinect.
Yeah.
Fucking Kinect.
But I remember the point being there were hundreds of thousands of different things you could do and interact with to give the illusion that doing those things mattered.
Yes.
But I can't remember if they did.
Exactly.
But it didn't.
Someone would post a video of them. Oh, I picked up the wine glass and I smashed it against the wall. And I turned the fern 47 degrees to the right, and I walked into the building through the roof, backwards, hopping, crawling,
waited 5 seconds,
screaming for mama. My mic was enabled, and I was gurgling the entire time. So no one's going to watch this video.
And we would have hundreds of achievements that would mislead the player into thinking that
But the moment
meant
all
anything.
of them are nice hand. They're all hidden achievements.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of this game, I love it as much as I hate it. In that,
viral sensation.
This is the game that I genuinely think I could see being, albeit a flash in the pan, but I could see this being all over Twitch. I could see thousands and thousands of people playing it for a weekend or a week.
Except not a scam.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Like an ARG, but like a good one back in the days when it was just about ARGs being fun and not like to advertise stuff.
This one's about
even
a cult.
If it was like a free game.
Is it?
It's actually about Halo 3.
There was one for Halo.
I Love Bees.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. ODST or
yes.
3?
I think it was it might have been it might have been 2.
I think
actually,
there was one
2.
in 3 though, wasn't there? There were these stations you could find that had these weird like lore drops, but they were in weird places around the map. There might have been one in Halo 3.
2004 Halo 2.
Oh my god, that's when the Space Odyssey was.
Jesus. God, I used to love ARGs. Anyway, I think this is basically the modern equivalent of an ARG, right? ARGs don't really exist in the same way that they do anymore because of the way that they got kind of co-opted for viral, like for advertising.
Yeah.
But now in the world where you do get these sudden like viral bombs of games being dropped overnight, all of a sudden, like Lethal Company, no one had heard of that. It had no marketing push really. It's like just, solo dev or certainly a very small team.
Just happened.
Solo published. All of a sudden, fucking everyone is playing it. Same with Phasmophobia, all those kinds of games. If that could happen to a game like this, that's the kind of the modern equivalent, I think, of an ARG. And this is ripe for it. It's so perfect.
Yeah. Did you know the developer of Lethal Company used to make Roblox games?
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I might have read that about someone else, but I've said it now, so I'm pretty sure that's true. But if it is, that's still cool.
Get your facts here
it's
at
still
Pitch,
cool,
please.
like just making Roblox games and then turns out to make a game outselling Call of Duty this year.
Place to start, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I'm into it. It's great. It's a really good game.
It is.
Not my game of the year. Spoilers.
So, I think, as much as I kind of, in a way, don't want it to be, but also love it, I feel like maybe Are You Winning, Son tops Splashdance Creed for me.
This is
just because I can 100% see it. I can see it being a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you have a fucking vivid imagination because you can see every game.
I
just a brag.
It's just not enough of a game for me to warrant it beating a Splash.
I don't think it's a better game.
It's like
I'd be obsessed with this. I would 100% be obsessed with this game. I'd follow it. I'd want to know, like, 3 months down the line when someone finally gets that hand. It like articles will blow up. This game will explode. Probably at the worst time for the game to explode when it's unplayable.
Yeah. The problem is though, if it explodes quickly, say if you get 200,000 people playing it, then almost immediately, in probably a day, someone will find it, right? If there's a 1 in 649,000 chance, someone's it just takes everyone to play it twice, and that's it. You're done. So it can't get that big, right? There's got to be the perfect. I don't know what that number is, but there has to be the perfect size of players, and have a much larger audience
is
size.
A lot.
But then depends how much we rig it, because honestly, the first time someone plays it could be the time that they get the royal flush, and that's it.
I think
Game
there
ruined.
are people that still don't know about shiny Pokemon. Like, in their existence. Like, I've had some, but only because I've gamed the system in such a way. Well, you can do that in the recent games. You can chance it. I had no idea they existed until they became a thing that you could cheat, essentially. And what are the chances of a shiny Pokemon? I think way less.
Or at least 2.
At least 2. That is 1 in 4,000. And you're saying that 1 in 600,000, more than that, someone's going to get that day one. No.
Not day one, but yeah, actually, I was going to say over the period of a week or something, but that's the point, isn't it? That it would be here in a week and then gone. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I retract my statement. I think it's perfect.
I think it's going to be around for a long, long time before anyone gets that. And even then, they have to be able to record it.
No, I think, just a quick change. I would do it where you can play for as many times as you want. There's a leaderboard which just has how many attempts it's taken
1 or 0.
you.
Oh, right.
No, with how many attempts it's taken you to get to that. And there's one achievement, and it's literally beat your dad.
beat your dad.
By in poker, not it's called Nice Hand.
Yeah.
No, it's called Beat Your Dad, brackets.
That's
poker,
the kind of thing someone would be like, I want to try and get the achievement, or I want to be on that leaderboard.
Well, okay, Alex, you're a completionist.
I am.
As of recently, you are probably the most liked completionist. You hear about Gerard? Anyway. And
also, to stop people from doing bots just to run it over and over again, at the start of the game, at random, it chooses a key you have to press. So they can't just make a bot that clicks through constantly until they get it.
Right.
It'll just assign a random key, so they can't. Well, they probably can program it in, but
the door is slightly moved every time.
Yeah, it's off
so
by
you can't macro the entrance. Yeah. So you are a completionist. You've recently completed Street Fighter, which is a nightmare. So well done for that.
Thank you.
Now, would you? How many attempts do you reckon? Consider that you upload your dad once. You open your eyes. You walk in. You mess around with stuff. You sit down. You play a hand of poker. The game resets. You have to do that loop over and over and over again. How many times would you try?
But that's what I like about, and I think that's what other people who are completionists would like about it, is that it's just mindless in a way. You're just doing it over and over. That's what appeals to the completionist. I would keep doing it. I would just keep doing it until I won.
Until you win.
I would go. I would do it 649,000 times. If that's what it took, I would just keep doing it.
Not quite how odds work, but sure, do it 640,000 times, and you're likely to get it once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, until it uninstalled itself because someone else had done it. If that's the way that we go with it.
The game just confetti shoots up and then immediate blue screen. Mm-hmm. No one really knows what happened.
What if
and then
someone else wins? The moment someone else wins in their game, dad gets up, says nice hand, walks off. In everyone else's game who's currently playing online, no matter what progress of the game you've made, he just gets up and walks out, and then the game just exits. And then he's gone.
Just sniffs the air.
He's got he goes, just a double slap of the knees. And
yeah. He's got an AI voice that says, I wish you were more like username.
I wish you were more like Mummy Swaggins 420. Thank you, AI Dad from the West Country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
it's not better than a Splashes Creed though. Come on, like.
But does it win? No.
No, I love it.
All right, just me.
It wouldn't ever win any Game of the Year
It's
award.
a great idea, but it's not a game.
It's an experience, and it's an experience I want to see. I think that's the difficulty. I want this more than a Splashes Creed. I don't think it's Game of the Year.
Oh, that's rough. But if you want it more,
true, but it's free for starters. Whatever. I'd pay actual money for a Splashes Creed, and that's all that matters, right? The bottom line.
All right. So we've got 2. I'm going on your winning, son. So really, it's down to Chris.
Oh, Splashes Creed. Sorry.
I'm
not going to create any suspense.
Well, there you go.
I've already said it.
The final pitch of the year, which means that Splashes Creed is the Game of Pitch Please 2023. Holy shit! If only we knew what last year's was.
VHS Sim.
It was VH Sim. VHS Sim.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I can't remember.
You own a VHS store, and it changes over time, and you can put smutty bits in the background, and the DVDs come in.
It was all I've forgotten the term now. All filmed.
Yeah, it was
found footage.
I think that was
No,
it wasn't a castle
FMV.
idea, but it was a castle darling.
Yeah,
a castle darling. Yes,
castle darling.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
does this beat VH Sim?
Yeah,
a Splashes Creed.
Yeah. This is probably just a better game.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game, and I play it. And I'm a different person to who I was a year ago. After
we all are.
He doesn't like VHSs
Trends
anymore.
change.
No, I hate them. It's all DVD, baby.
Now he likes hot dads at water parks.
Yeah,
skinny dipping at water parks.
That's what I'm all about. Tom Hazel, 2023. He's a dad boy.
All right, a Splashes Creed. Luke, congratulations. You have won Pitch Please 2023 Game of the Year Roundup.
And you know what that means? That means you are now the proud owner of a Prius, which Alex is going to pay you for.
It's coming through. It's in the mail.
He's been trying for years.
Doesn't work. Doesn't run.
No, it's a model car, like an inch long.
Yeah. But you can make noises with it. It's you got to take it out my butt.
Yeah. That's what you've won.
Bring your
Dive in.
So I'll be over in a couple of days. Yep.
Really, this
incredible.
was just a question of finding out who would perform surgery on Alex.
I desperately need this removed. I just need to find someone to do it.
This is a really roundabout way of getting a second opinion.
That's why I didn't pitch, because I knew that was the end goal.
Yeah.
When we chose GPT, we hoped that we'd have to just let AI try and figure it out.
Yeah, no one would be harmed that way.
Boston Dynamics built a new robot.
Splashes Creed probably is one of the games that I think, like you said, Tom, at the start of it, we barely did anything to it. We just talked about it because it was such a cool idea.
Yeah, it was solid from start to finish, like me.
Yeah. So great job.
Lovely.
I would be interested to see what other listeners come up with next year, because we would love to hear more of your pitches. I already have one coming in for the new year.
No,
I've got one ready to go.
No, you
fucking do.
No, you don't.
I've got a banger.
No, you don't.
Amazing.
I'm thinking about it.
You said that last year.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Alex, the ideas rash coming back again.
It's something to do with mushrooms and small spaces.
Yeah. Get ready, everyone. Buckle up. Here he comes.
So look,
if you were to send that idea in though as a listener pitch, where would it go? Where would?
Fuck me. It would fucking go to an email address.
Hey, just ask me for help. I got your back. I'm your bro.
Tom, I don't know.
You don't know?
Where does it go?
You fucking idiot.
Jesus, you can't get the help these days, can you?
Some people. He's not coming back next year, so you're going to be saved from that pitch. pitchpleasepod@yogscast.com is where you can send them, or on Twitter /X. That's it. Pitch please pod with no vowels. Pitch please pod with no vowels on Twitter or X, or piss into a river.
Yeah, and then it'll get to Tom.
It'll get to me. It'll get to me. Yeah,
he drinks out of rivers exclusively.
I live downstream Martha Gate.
He lives beneath the
down by the river. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Look.
So, Tom, what was your game of the year?
On me?
Oh yeah, you teased it.
An actual game of the year. Lethal Company, very good game. Obviously, a lot of people would say Baldur's Gate 3. I love it. I haven't played it for like 6 months though. I think it deserves it. However, my actual game of the year is one that I don't see get a lot of love. It's not Sea of Stars, the indie game of the year. I think this one should have won it instead because Sea of Stars is very good, but this is a fucking .age, a village building board game like game. I love it. It's like every time I've played it, I've genuinely come out of it like I'm really glad I played that today.
I'm gonna have to
I love it.
Yeah, this was in Tiny Teams for twice.
It was, and it recently came out, and it's so good. It's like a really, really perfectly balanced, wonderful little cute village building board game-esque game, and I can't get enough of it.
It's wonderful. Man, Deb will be very glad to hear that. It's done.
Good, put me in the game.
It's done pretty well. Put you in the game. You can check it. It's pretty cheap as well, isn't it? .age.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looking right now, it's $14.99, and it's overwhelmingly positive.
It is. It deserves it.
Holy shit!
It's not got a huge wealth of reviews. I don't think it's. I mean, it's sold pretty well, but not like.
It's done.
It's not
it's done
like
well.
Lethal Company. It's not like it deserves more, is what I'm saying. You will open the game and it will look like a cool, simple premise, but it just opens up and then there's so much content in there. There's like one point where you open up like this inspirations tree where you can upload new stuff in future runs, and that single bar should be redesigned because it's one long bar and it's fucking huge. It's ginormous. It just keeps going, and every time you begin a new run, you get different buildings, you get different problems that can occur. I love it, and I'm not super into village building games, so bam, game of the year.
There you go.
.age. I genuinely think it deserves indie game of the year.
.age. Check it out. That's fantastic. All right, James, how about you?
Well, I've got a couple of contenders.
Really?
Okay, what about games from this year?
I didn't play a lot of games this year because I was busy on my own game, which, I can't put in top of the year. Obviously, that would be rude. But you could totally go and buy Bish Bash Bots. But so I'm playing Baldur's Gate at the moment. Obviously amazing, cool. Played a lot of Wild Frost recently, Wheels game. That was really good. Played that on stream way back when, but actually I've been playing it now. It's really good. Played a bit of Lethal Company, but my game of the year, I've got two.
Okay.
One is called Heavenly Bodies, which is played co-op with a buddy of mine, and you're basically two astronauts doing various space things, 2D, and you float around.
That is very you, isn't it?
Came out recently. But yeah, fantastic game. Looks amazing. Plays great. One of those super kind of like, you're in those frustrating moments where you're floating off into space, but you're just like screaming like, oh no, and because it's totally 0G. Great game, loved it. And the other one is Disco Elysium, because I finally played it this year.
Okay. Oh shit.
And it was incredible, and I couldn't put it down, and just like just spent God knows how many hours playing it, trying to and finished it.
Good ending.
Yeah, 47 hours. So not too bad.
I said to you, and Alex is going to follow this up with, I would always go there. Would you understand what I mean? You don't get it.
In the tiny church there.
I would always go church there. You don't remember that bit. You need to play this game again, my guy.
Do you not do it?
I think I do. I think I do need to play it again.
Maybe he never got there. Maybe he never did that bit.
I don't think he played the game.
He's not played. He's just completely made it up.
I've just made it up. I just want to sound cool because I'm saying the one that all the cool people say.
Pong this year.
But the soundtrack that like lived in my car for
Jesus Christ,
for weeks,
those are some depressing drives.
By
it's so
Power,
good though. Yeah,
it's so good.
The Whirling in Rags track. And the track, I don't know what it's called, but when you walk out of Whirling in Rags into the street for the first time, and just that lone trumpet.
Ding, 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 ding. And when it's the track that got repeated the most was when you go and you meet the techno kids that are playing music in the church. That's just that like totally awesome rhythmic. It's just so good. I love it so much. But yeah, love that game. But I played it like back in March, so it's not super fresh in my mind. But I just remember all the feels that it gave me. So yeah, that's my
memorable, unique.
Yeah.
Mine was so my cop-out answer is Cyberpunk 2077 because since the 2.1 update came out,
yeah, that's fair.
I've been replaying it. I think I've said this to you, Tom. We've talked about it a little bit, but I've been experiencing more bugs than I did for my first playthrough.
Which is wild
but nothing game breaking.
I've had the exact opposite. Well, except
nothing major. It's just been like weird stuff, like a person is floating midair.
Yeah,
and just little things, like nothing massive.
The game runs for me now, which is an improvement.
Yeah, the game runs incredibly well. I also upgraded my system this year, so
a little biased. 2 years ago, I played it on a MacBook, and the game sucks.
As someone who played it on PS4 when it first came out, but
like there are so many times now where I just sit and just look at the city. It's incredible. I would just stop. There are 2 other games where I have this in my entire life where I've just been playing and then suddenly I'll just stop and just be like, oh fuck, that's incredible, and just look at a scene. And it's
Outer
Wilds.
Red
Dead. Not Outer Wilds.
Really?
I mean, there have been moments, definitely. Like, yeah, obviously there are moments in that, but they're more like, I think that's more narrative as well. Like, it's a culmination of stuff, whereas Red Dead 2 and Skyrim, for me and Cyberpunk, are just visually so spectacular at the time that I was playing them. That was like, this is just incredible. There's nothing else like this vista that I'm currently seeing, and I feel like fully immersed in the world.
Vistas, full of content. Have you played Starfield yet?
And oh god, no. So yeah, that's my I'm replaying the whole thing. I haven't even gotten to Dogtown yet, or the update, but I think they've done an incredible job reworking it. It looks better than it ever did. It plays better than it ever did, and I'm for some reason enjoying the missions and invested in the story way more than I was. The characters are actually
working
more interesting than I remember. Right, yeah. Some of the quests are genuinely like. Some of them are quite harrowing, like that I didn't really pay attention to them that much before. It's great. My little indie darling answer is Homebody, which was a game, or is a game, that is published by Game Grumps.
Homebody?
Oh, no, sorry, it's published by Rogue Games, but it's developed by Game Grumps, who they previously had made Dream Daddy. This is completely different. But it's basically it's a horror. It's like Resident Evil as a time loop almost.
Oh,
so it's a pretty short game, a couple of hours probably. I think, or it took me under 10 hours. So if you're anyone else, probably 5 hours. But you play as it's like the framework of it is like a teen slasher flick. You play a bunch of teenagers, or like 20 people in their 20s who have gone, like old friends who've gone to a house together for the weekend to get together again. And something keeps happening. They all keep dying. You keep getting stabbed. At a certain time of night, just a maniac appears in the house and just kills everyone. And you die, you wake up again, and you're at the start of the night. The clock's ticking, and you have to figure out what the fuck is going on. It's really interesting. Really, really well designed, great writing, great characters, has sold nothing. No one is playing this game.
All right.
And I really recommend it for anyone who likes time loop games, detective-y mysteries.
I know what that's like.
just interesting characters and story. Check it out. It's cheap.
How cheap? What are we talking?
Not .h
They pay
cheap,
you.
but it's
£16.
£16. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your recommendation of the year.
And Chris, what about you?
Spider-Man 2.
Really?
I fucking loved it. It's the first game that I platinumed. I've never been bothered to platinum a game before.
Not even the first
two really?
Spider-Man.
The first one, something else came out. And I just got distracted. But
right.
I was just like, I really am just enjoying just swinging. I had a few trophies left to get once I completed the game. I completed the story in like 22 hours, and that was enough. I'm fed up of having to like, oh, it's a 70-hour game. I don't care. Please stop. Give me a 10-hour Uncharted. I don't care if it costs 60 quid. As long as that experience is fucking amazing, which it normally is, then I'm just like, that's all I need is just a solid. I'm going to sit down. I did complete it in one weekend. I'm going to sit down.
Okay.
And I'm just going to play this, and then I'm going to be done with it. And I can go back and revisit it, but it was really good. I really liked it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing fancy from me.
What about an indie darling? Any indie games you've played?
I was trying to think, and then
a bit too normie.
No, the thing is, I haven't played a lot of games this year. I've just been fucking busy, so hence I don't want to play a 70-hour epic.
I mean, none of us have said
I was surprised,
Kingdom, even though it was amazing. It's not.
So Tears of the Kingdom.
It's been a huge year. It's been probably one of the biggest years
it's
since
been a big one.
I remember 2006 had tons and tons of incredible games, but this is, I think, surpassed it. Like, I didn't mention Alan Wake, which I think was a huge contender for Game of the Year. I've started playing that.
Have you gotten to the bit on Alan Wake yet? If you've gotten to it, you know what I mean. I'm going to say anything else.
Have
you seen his dick?
Okay, all right.
I haven't seen any dick yet. Oh no, I have.
Okay. Yeah,
I've seen dick. That's right at the start.
I was joking.
The game opens pre-logo to dick. No spoilers.
When you get to the bit, I want to hear your thoughts on the bit.
Is this a musical section?
I don't know if you're joking or not.
I'm not, because I know that's a thing in the game.
Everyone knows about that.
Okay.
And if that's the bit, then I've not played that bit, but I have listened to that track, and it was the thing that tipped me over to say, I'm getting this game now. It's a dumb reason to go into an interactive thriller sort of game like that, a musical segment, but in my perception, if they're going to release a banger that fucking good, what's the rest of the game going to be like? It's got to be incredible.
They obviously learned that from Control, right? Because I don't know if anyone here's played it all the way through, but there's the maze portion where it suddenly goes into like heavy metal, like music.
Probably,
whilst you're
I mean, they were always like that same episodic format.
It's just a big moment in the game where you're like, what the hell? Kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah,
it's
so far,
awesome.
Pretty good. Fine. I'm not like blown away by it. It's not .age.
Yeah.
My game of the year.
It's no .age. It's no homebody.
Yeah.
I've started playing the first one because I'll eventually play Alan Wake 2 in like 4 years at my current pace.
4?
So I've
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one. But at the time, I don't know how it holds up now.
I saw some footage of it. It looks like it does.
Yeah,
it's all right. I mean, I'm playing the remastered one on PS4, so I don't know what the original
what else? What other huge games were this year? Spider-Man 2, Starfield, which is Garbo.
Starfield. I haven't played it. I genuinely cannot be bothered to try it.
I put 50 hours into it, and then
50?
I stopped playing, and then I was like, I can't be bothered to go back to it.
I played it for maybe 10. Which is unfortunately, it's 3 hours shy of when the game apparently gets good, which, my bad.
Right.
Or I could play a 13-hour good game.
One thing I did do this year was at the beginning of I'm going to complete every game I own, 100%.
Oh my God,
run. I started off playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Did you finish
it?
I didn't complete it.
75 hours it took me.
I put 60 hours into it, and then I realised that Steam...
Hello Kitty Roller Rescue was on.
It doesn't have any Steam achievements.
What do you mean you didn't realise?
I just didn't realise. It didn't occur to me. I was playing it because I was just going through the story in my head. I was like, I'll play through the story, then I'll mop up the achievements. So like all of them, well, because they're all like cumulative. They're all like cumulative achievements, right? So
it's like
okay, at some
chapter
point,
1 is an achievement.
As some they're just going to at some point they're going to pop up. Loads of them will just pop up. So I just stopped thinking about it. Then I got about 60 hours in, happened to think, hang on a second, have I actually had an achievement yet? Looked at it, realised no, they're just not available. So then I just uninstalled it. Then I haven't played it since.
You could have finished it.
I wasn't enjoying it that much. I was just doing it for the achievements.
I found it so boring. Just the open landscape of England. Wow.
Exactly. But saying that, I mean, like I say that I want a tighter game, and I also did play Assassin's Creed. I haven't played Mirage yet, which is
I haven't played
the exact
Mirage,
thing of it's a 13-hour like linear Assassin's Creed, like back how they used to be. That should be right up my street. I completely forgot that came out. Like someone reminded me the other day. Like, did you realize that Avatar game came out? I was like,
oh yeah, honestly, Frontiers of Pandora.
That's supposed to be
But that came out like 2 weeks ago, and I could have told you that it's not until like next year.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. What was I about to say? It was going to be something really fucking cool and insightful.
Oh, it would have been
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, to its credit, had one bit that was probably one of my favourite moments in all of Assassin's Creed. When you basically become Thor. And you go to
that was good.
What's it called? Well, not really spoilers. It's like a side mission that means nothing.
Valhalla.
You go to Valhalla, like it's like a 10-hour, 15-hour like side quest essentially in a totally different place as a totally different character, and that bit was so good. Like I really, really enjoyed it. The world you're in, the story you play through, the characters you meet, it was awesome. And then you come out of it and it's like, okay, you have to play a bit more of the story to unlock the next chapter of this thing.
Back in England.
And you're back in fucking grey, flat, miserable, hilly, shit, boring crap England. And it was just the worst. Like, really hard handbrake on my enjoyment on the game. So I just stopped playing. I'd have played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not Assassin's Creed Ipswich.
It's more of Assassin's Creed Kent.
Well, yeah, it is, yeah.
Another game that I think has been forgotten a lot because it was the beginning of the year, but was fantastic, was Hi-Fi Rush. That came out of nowhere. Really great.
Was that the start of the year?
Super unique.
Yeah, early Jan.
Yeah.
God damn.
I haven't played it properly. I tried to stream it, but obviously you need
non-latency.
Good timing and non-latency, so I've sort of left it to the side. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going and playing.
And I was it suffered a little bit in that failing was a lot less fun than I think it was meant to be. So when you miss a combo, it's like really jarring and really hampers it.
Right.
Like when you're good at it, it's fun, it's fine, it's cool. But then when you hear that guitar scratchy sound of you fucking it up, oh man.
I also never played. I don't know if anyone else tried this. The Expanse, the new Telltale series.
No, you're not. You're part of the you're not majority there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really well reviewed.
Oh, really?
GameSpot gave it a 9.
Wow.
But yeah, I know almost nothing about it other than it's the Expanse.
I mean, I love the series. So it's only got 188 reviews. So it's not been played by that many people.
There you go. There's we haven't played it recommendation of the year. The Expanse,
I'll review it for next year.
.age, Spider-Man 2, Disco Elysium, and Red Dead Redemption, I think.
Hell yeah.
No, what was it?
And Homebody.
So go play those games. Let us know what you thought of this year of Pitch, please. And go fuck yourself.
Get your new pitches in next year.
Get your new pitches in.
Please.
Voice pitches.
I have one on me. We might have more guests next year. Maybe we'll say at the end of every year.
No promises.
No promises.
Yeah. We might start before
fucking August.
July or whenever it was.
We'll start in Jan and I'll make sure we stick to it.
Yeah, we'll see how we're going because I think, and I'm not shitting thee, I caught COVID this session of the recording, so I feel
through the
sad.
mic, through us. Yeah.
From this
So I'd
remote
like to
session.
go.
Let's see how Tom holds up.
I'll be dead.
In
memoriam.
Thank you for staying with us these last couple of hours and for this year. It's been fantastic.
I will remember.
I always enjoy doing this, and I really, really enjoy seeing all of your pictures. We will get through them all. There are a backlog, but please send more. We're not going to do them in order. We're just going to do them how we feel. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a wonderful
Bye.
Have a wonderful year.
Thank you, everyone.
We'll see you next year.
Bye now.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Chris, do you need to have a pee-pee?
I desperately need a piss. I had to fucking write a note.
Quickly, flush the toilet. Keep recording
Yeah,
and flush the toilet at the end.
No. What do you mean you stop recording? This is a post-episode bit.
Oh, no.
A push up tube.